and welcome to my channel. I'm the Angry Simmer, and today's video is an interesting one. So you're seeing me build the house right now, but I actually don't do the floor plan or any of the inside. It's mostly just everything on the outside because I've gotten really into that lately, so I wanted to showcase a little bit of that. Plus, I just felt like this was a really cool setup of roofs and things like that, in a different way for me as far as building. So I wanted to show that. I'm experimenting with new styles of building right now. So I did this, not worrying about the floor plan so much. I'm gonna try doing a floor plan or building room by room and then building the outside around it. I might even have Cube Designs kind of do a bit of a collaboration with me on this one. So I'll put together the floor plan with all the decorations and things like that in there, and then he'd have to put in the walls if I haven't discussed this with him yet. This is just brainstorming right now as I'm saying this. But please forgive me if I'm a little all over the place today. So the day before you're watching this and tomorrow, the day you're actually watching this, are the 2 days of spring we're getting here in Missouri, and it's just calling my name. My window is open in my office and it wants me to come outside, and all I can think about is getting on the water and just spring and summertime. And I'm so tired of being cold. I'm so tired of wearing jackets and pants. I want to wear some shorts and some flip-flops and be done with this weather. Yes, I know friends that live in the South. It's always nice down there. I got it. I know. All right. But, you guys' summer is not like being in summer. It's like being in Hades. So, I got you beat on that one at least. I have to deal with spring being bipolar, but you have to literally live in the fifth ring of hell for a few months. So I think I win. I say that, and we've been to Hawaii and we've been to Mexico, and while it was hot, it was not uncomfortable. We were sweating and we felt gross as far as being sweaty, but it's not uncomfortable in the way that being cold is. You feel like you need to escape it or you're gonna die. The heat in at least those two places for us, and when I've been to Florida and California, has just been it's just hot, Texas, however, Texas sucks. It's hot and that heat is unbearable, just so overpowering, and I can't deal. I can't deal with it. I'm never going back to Texas. I say that I'll probably end up going back to Texas at some point, at least for flying sake anyways. So this one, I for once have printed out the floor plan and have it in front of me. It's been on my desk since I started working on this. I actually started building on this one Sunday of last week, and I was like, oh crap, I need to get to, I need to start working on the Fit to Fat challenge. So because I decided to do that every Monday, but I think I'm gonna end that soon because you guys just aren't seeming to watch those much, and I feel like the custom content videos are doing pretty well. Those seem to be what people like, but the only way I know if the people who actually come and watch the videos all the time like what I'm doing is if you guys comment. So be like my friends, be like Tony and Anna and all the other lovely people that comment, and just let me know what you're thinking. Let me know if you like builds like this. Let me know if you like just seeing the exterior being built and the thought process with that, or if you'd prefer to see more of a, if you like the interiors, because I love, decorating on the insides. That bugged me so much. We're just going to pretend that's not there and that's not a safety hazard for a toddler to go waddling off of there. Because in The Sims, they wouldn't do that. But my niece and nephew would have found a way onto that roof and down to their deaths so that, we would feel bad because that's just who they are. Yeah, anyway, so funniest story. I am recording this today, but I also recorded to the current day that I'm on that video this morning and then put it up by 9 in the morning. And I had started working on that the night before. I had downloaded a bunch of CC and actually started that during the day on Tuesday. I was gonna get it done. But I was just having a bad couple of days and I just didn't feel like doing anything. And then I went down on this CC shopping trip of like just madness. Like if I had to pay for it, it would have been ungodly amounts of money that I would have spent on that CC. But thankfully, most CC is free. Not that I'm complaining about paying for Felixandre CC or anything like that. Like I'll always pay for that stuff. Like no problem. Love that stuff so much. But anyways, but yeah, so I just went like into this deep dive of CC shopping, and by the time I looked up, it was, you know, it was way too late. I had other things I had to do. I needed to be off the computer and didn't have a video for today. And I finally just gave up and was like, I'll do it in the morning. So I'm glad I got that done. Here's me struggling like crazy to get this roof to go together. Eventually I just give up and I'm like, nope. We're just going to pretend like it works. It's fine. It's totally fine. But yeah, I'm experimenting a lot with my building right now with roofs and with shapes and what works best for making the best floor plan or making the outside look the best. Because a lot of times I focus on the floor plan being really good, and then I can't make everything actually look the way that I want it to, or as ornate on the outside as I'd like. And then there's the fun issue of we can't like shape the roof area there. Like the picture that I have of the house has these really cool structural like archways, and I really want to have the ability to put like an archway into the posts there, and like have some sort of decoration where we can delete like segments of the wall so we can put a design into the walls, you know, stuff like that. Now listen, I know that's so much to ask for from the team, but Sims team, it would make it more realistic, at least for builders. We're never getting anything like that, but I have to try every once in a while. So by the way, guys, I'm fine now, which I mentioned that I was having a rough couple days. It's all good. I'm happy mostly because the sun is out, and I think I was getting like some seasonal depression going on. Like I didn't want to eat for like 2 days. I just wasn't having it. I wasn't having a good time, and there was no reason for it, like at all. You know, my little sister's going through some crap right now that's making me want to beat a little boy up, but that's illegal, so I'm not going to do that. Sorry. Just a forewarning for anybody that decides to date one of my sisters, I will find you if you hurt them. I have a certain set of skills, and it's made me, you know, very good at tracking and hunting and, you know, talking to your parents very firmly about what a poor person that they raised. Yeah, I basically am like can I speak to the manager person only with people's parents? May I speak with your parents, young man? Yeah, this is why I couldn't be a parent. I'm mean. I really am. And I have no problem telling, like, you know, excuse me, Sharon, but you raised a not so nice person. I'm trying not to cuss on my channel. Sorry. I looked over, and on my iPad, I've been watching this documentary on British castles and things like that, and there's the host of the show is sitting on a dinghy in the middle of the Irish Sea, and he's just looking out at the camera like, did you really just say that? Fun story, guys. I don't leave this white. The picture that I have in front of me is an all black and white house. Like, it looks great with the stonework, but we go with kind of a crazy color because I know you guys are probably getting tired of me using white and black and gray all the time. So yeah. Anyways, so yeah, I try that one. I think I fudge around with this quite a bit. I don't know if I took that out or not. If I didn't, I'm sorry. I could edit that out now that I'm talking about it, but what's the fun in that, right? It ends up purple though, you know, spoiler alert, because I really wanted it to be blue. I wanted this texture that's on this one, but I wanted it to be like navy blue if I was going to go with the color. But I don't have anything that has the stone on the bottom to go with the blue siding. So, you know, and I wanted that texture in the color, and I wanted the stone at the bottom. So we ended up with purple, which is not something I would ever paint a house, even though I say that I wouldn't do purple because, God, that's just gaudy. But blue, which has been a huge thing around my area. Like, I went over to my mother-in-law's house. There's a piece of land in her subdivision that was for sale, and we had been looking for houses around the same time that she was, and I was like, oh, we should get that one, you know, because we were still considering having kids. I was like, we can just put a kid in a boat and float it over to grandma, which is another reason I shouldn't be a parent, because I actually said that seriously. But As much as I love my mother-in-law, her subdivision, I do not. And I don't plan on ever living in that sucker because they are rude and they have way too many rules for me, and I don't like other people's rules. And I live in a subdivision, but it's not one that has rules or anything like that. Like, it used to be one of those, but then a store bought out some of the property to build, and they never built it, but there was no longer like an HOA, so blah, blah, blah. Either way, stuff that you guys don't care about. I get annoyed like having the neighbors that I have, and like nobody bugs each other. Nobody goes into each other's yards except for the one, like the biggest house in the neighborhood has these two dumb poodles that go in everybody's yard and poop in everybody's yard. And she literally has like 2 acres of backyard in a city that is fenced in. And sorry, my Kentucky accent started to come out because I'm so mad, but she's got like this enormous backyard that's fenced in, a good strong fence, and she doesn't keep them in there. It makes me mad. And I think the part that makes me the maddest is, huge fenced in yard, and then they come and poop in my yard, and I've stepped in it a couple of times. And then like every morning they aggravate my dogs or the neighbor's dogs, which in turn aggravates my dogs. And then one of my dogs won't eat, and the other one sees that and goes and eats their food. And so it costs me money because I have to spend more money on buying food for my dogs because they're pigs. And if the one turns its back for long enough, the other will eat it. Mostly my female will do that, but because my boy is just a little pushover. A 77-pound pushover. So, he can defend himself, I think, but I don't want him to have to. I want my dogs to have a normal relationship with each other. And I don't want to have to worry about my neighbor's dogs being beat up next. And because I have big dogs, and those are big dogs. And mine have gotten out and gotten into my neighbor's yard. And the neighbor next door that I'm talking about, their dogs are little Yorkies. And they're so sweet. And they've gotten into our yard because they want to play with our dogs. But I don't want to be blamed if the big dogs from the other neighbor hurt the little dogs, and when I first moved in, I've mentioned this before, that the lady behind us came over and was like, we can see you. But I brought it up to her about those dogs because they, on my first meeting of them, I was bringing over my female because we had her first to get used to the yard. I was acclimating her to her new neighborhood. And I step out of my car and they chase me and my dog, barking and freaking me out, and they're trying to intimidate us. And so I get into the fence, which is just a rickety at this point, just a rickety chain link fence, because the people who had the house before us also had Yorkies. So, and I'm just like, and then the gardener for the people over there, not even the owners, the gardener came over and was like, oh, sorry, they don't know you. And I'm like, that's not an excuse. You keep them in your yard. This dog almost attacked me. They're 2 giant poodles, and it's scary. I love dogs, and it scared me. It's a problem. It really is. I have friends who are genuinely terrified of dogs, and I never understood why or how anybody could be like that until that moment with those dogs. It was just like, what is going on? I've never had a dog make me feel intimidated at all, and those did. So, yeah, I couldn't imagine if my friend Megan came over, who is terrified of any dog, like Chihuahua or bigger. It just freaks her out. So, when she came over to my house before, if they'd been outside, they probably would have scared that woman half to death. And I don't want to be responsible for something like that. You need to be responsible dog owners and not put me in that position. Okay, thank you. So here's where I came back to this build today. I wanted to add just a little bit more privacy, a little bit more texture, a little bit more color to things. I do really want to try more often to put in the trees that are in the area, because it makes sense, right? If you buy a house and you build a lot or you build a house on a lot, either one of those things, you're gonna have the native trees there. You're not gonna bring in a bunch of trees that aren't from the area. And yet here I am putting in trees that aren't even from the game. listen, I love custom content, and alpha is seriously my favorite, but every once in a while I do want like things like the trees and the flowers to blend in, because I'm kind of just one of those people. You know, I say that I hate homeowners associations, but I do love whenever a community has like really well kept manicured lawns that have like a theme to them, or like there's not too much variation or craziness, because if you drive into some subdivisions, it's no big deal if it's like not every house is the same or close to the same. Like if it's, you know, if it's all different, then it's fine. But if like they're identical houses, but the gardens have crazy amounts of variation, it kind of messes with my OCD, I'm not gonna lie. And just like, it doesn't even have to be identical gardens or anything like that. Like just having like a rule about don't have craziness going on out front, like don't have your trash cans dumped over, and you know, make sure everything's clean cut and well kept and blah blah blah. You know, same rules as like little boys in boarding school, I guess. God, I should not be a parent. I'm sorry. You know, personal awareness when you're talking into a microphone to no one about things and what you think. So, yeah, you know, I've already told you guys stories about how crazy I am. But, okay, changing the subject so that I can stop feeling like a psychopath. So my younger sister and I both get Ipsy. We both have subscriptions to Ipsy, which if you don't know what that is, they're basically it's like $10 a month, or you can pay for the year, and you get makeup samples. And they're like, you know, they're really good, like nice makeup samples too. They're not little tiny things. And she got hers before me this month. Usually I get mine first. She sends me the picture of this nail polish because she just got her nails done. Like she has full on acrylics on. She's not messing with them. I don't do acrylics. I don't like them. I don't like how they are on my nails. It just doesn't make me feel comfortable. Plus I have naturally long nails, unlike my little sister and my stepmom. So and I'm actually on this phase of like keeping my nails really short, which is weird for me, but it's easier to paint, and I love painting nails. And so she sent me this picture of this gorgeous mint colored nail polish, and she's like, do you want these? Because obviously I can't paint my nails right now. And I'm like, yeah, I do. Send it over. I love nail polish. Go on. And so I get my Ipsy subscription today, and I get the exact same color. So I'm gonna have two bottles of this new nail polish. I'm glad I liked it because I just put on my nails. I'm like, oh, that's so springy and nice. Like, blue is my favorite color, and I like when a company comes out with a blue for spring or summer, because a lot of times people don't. They think that's wintry and too icy, and then I'm sitting there like, I don't want to have hot pink nails for the entire summer. I want something fun. Okay, Sims, seriously, fix that glitch. I'm so tired of everything jumping. Like, I shouldn't have had to add that space just to put the trellis there. Like, fix this, okay? Fix it. The Angry Simmer's coming back, woohoo! And I'm like seconds away from the video being over, so I can go outside and get some sunshine and be happy, so I can not be so angry. But hey, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I really appreciate it. I hope you guys liked the video today. Let me know if you'd like to see the video of me doing the inside of this, because I can definitely do that. I can definitely do that for you. I gotta figure out how to furnish it, but hey, maybe I'll, you know, Cube, if you see this, send me a message. I'll send you this, this package file, and then you can, you know, you can fill in all that stuff for me as far as the floor plan, and then I'll just, you know, I'll just do the decorating, because we're a good team when it comes to that. I'm so good at picking out, like, floor plans if I'm thinking about, like, the perfect house for me, but for some reason when it comes to The Sims, I guess because walls don't work the same way in The Sims than in the real world, you know, I'm not great at it. Plus, like, simple floor plans that I put on The Sims, like when something's a Center Hall Colonial, like, they look so simple and so silly on The Sims, but in real life, they're like the perfect floor plan. And I don't understand why it's, you know, it doesn't translate as well, but hey, whatever. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you liked what you saw, hit the like button for me, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so that you can see more of this craziness, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.